Mm.
Hello dear students, very good morning to all of you. City of the material. With related to that we have studied some more terms which we call as stress and strain, and we have discussed different types of stress and strain also. So up till now you have studied what is meant by stress, what are their units and dimensions, what is meant by strain. Since, as you know, strain is the ratio of two similar quantities, it is not having any unit and dimensions, but stress, which is of any type, that is defined as the ratio of deforming force to the area of cross section, and therefore its units are, the stress is measured in the unit Newton per meter square, and also you can write the dimensions for different types of stress. So we have studied when the deformation of the body occurs on the application of external deforming force, that deformation may be in terms of change in length, change in volume, or change in shape of that body. So the body gets deformed into the new form, and that we call deformation of a body. And also we know whenever such deforming forces are applied, the body gets deformed, and when such deforming forces are removed, body regain its original dimensions, body regain its original shape and size. Such property we say it is the elasticity. And when the deforming forces are applied to the body, and because of that forces, body gets deformed, there is change in shape and size of the body, but after removal of deforming forces, body does not regain its original shape and size, but it remains permanently in the deformed state. Such bodies are called as plastic bodies, and the property is called as a plasticity. We have discussed them in the last lecture. Also we have studied stress and strain, and also different types of stress. So if the deformation is related to the change in length, the stress and strain associated with the change in length, that is called as the tensile stress or tensile strain. Deformation is related to the change in volume, it is called as the volume stress or volume strain. And if the deformation is related to the change in shape of the body, then the stress and strain are called as a shearing stress and shearing strain. We have studied how these stress and strain can be calculated. Now using this stress and strain, we have studied the next article, that is Hooke's law. Hooke's the name of scientist. He has studied different material and observed the stress and strain produced in that material, and because on this conclusion he has given one law which is about the elasticity of the material, and that is the Hooke's law of elasticity. We have said that whenever we have to deform the body, we have to apply external force to it. Suppose the forces are applied at the two ends of this rubber band, then its length increases. If the forces are removed, it again take its original length. That means it again comes into its original dimensions. But the deforming forces which we are applying to this rubber band, that should be up to certain limit. If these forces are too large, then after some limit this rubber band will break. Because of that, in order to obey the property of elasticity by any material, the forces which we are applying in order to have deformation in the body, that forces should be applied within certain limit. If the forces are beyond that limit, then that material do not possess the property of elasticity. हे आपल्याला इथे दिसतंय की आपण रबर बँडला जितका फोर्स जास्त लावू तितकी त्याची लेंथ इन्क्रीज होईल, ते डिफॉर्म होईल, आणि हे फोर्सेस आपण रिमूव्ह केले की ते परत ओरिजिनल डायमेन्शन्सला येईल. पण जर आपण हा लावलेला फोर्स खूपच जास्त असेल तर काही वेळानंतर हा रबर बँड काय होईल, तुटेल, ब्रेक होईल. म्हणजे ह्या रबर बँडने इलास्टिसिटी प्रॉपर्टी ओबे करण्यासाठी जे आपण हे फोर्सेस अप्लाय करतोय ते काही लिमिटमध्ये असायला पाहिजेत अँड दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज द इलास्टिक लिमिट. सो हुक्स लॉ स्टेट्स दॅट विदिन इलास्टिक लिमिट statement carries 1 mark. State Hooke's law of elasticity. Within elastic limit, the simple statement is there. Stress applied to the material is directly proportional to the strain. You know what is meant by stress, what is meant by strain. Simple statement for Hooke's law. दॅट विदिन इलास्टिक लिमिट. आणि इलास्टिक लिमिट म्हणजे काय हे आता आपल्या लक्षात आलंय की आपल्याला कुठल्याही ऑब्जेक्टने इलास्टिसिटी ही प्रॉपर्टी ओबे करायची असेल तर त्याला अप्लाय केलेले जे एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस आहेत ते काही लिमिट पर्यंतच असले पाहिजेत. त्याच्यापेक्षा जर आपण जास्त फोर्सेस अप्लाय केले तर तो ऑब्जेक्ट ते मटेरियल इलास्टिसिटी ही प्रॉपर्टी ओबे करणार नाही. आणि म्हणून हुक्स लॉ, it is simple statement is there, that is within elastic limit stress is directly proportional to strain. We remove the proportionality sign by taking one constant. So stress is equal to constant we can consider as E into what? Strain, where this E is called as constant of proportionality and it is also called as constant of, here it is we say elasticity. It is also called as modulus of elasticity. So from this stress is equal to A into strain, what we write? A is equal to what? Stress upon strain. So from this equation you can define constant of elasticity or you can define modulus of elasticity. How the definition we can give? The modulus of elasticity is the ratio of stress to strain. Modulus of elasticity हा जर स्ट्रेस आणि स्ट्रेनचा रेशो असेल you can easily write the unit and dimensions for modulus of elasticity. There is question for 1 mark. Define modulus of elasticity and write unit and dimensions for modulus of elasticity. But the stress is having unit and dimensions. Therefore, the unit for modulus SI unit for modulus of elasticity will be what? Newton per meter square. जे स्ट्रेसचं युनिट आहे तेच मॉड्युलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटीचं युनिट असणार आहे. स्ट्रेनला युनिट आपण लिहित नाही कारण इट इज द रेशो ऑफ टू सिमिलर क्वांटिटीज. त्याच्यामुळे त्याला डायमेन्शन्स पण नाही, युनिट पण नाही. म्हणून मॉड्युलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटीचं जे युनिट असणार आहे ते म्हणजे स्ट्रेसचं युनिट असणार आहे. सिमिलरली द डायमेन्शन्स ऑफ मॉड्युलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी आर सेम ॲज दॅट ऑफ द डायमेन्शन्स ऑफ स्ट्रेस. आणि स्ट्रेसच्या डायमेन्शन्स कशा काढायच्या हे तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. इट इज बाय युझिंग द फॉर्म्युला फोर्स अपॉन एरिया आणि ते आपण फाइंड आउट केलेले आहेत. सो द क्वेश्चन फॉर 2 marks ऑन दिस आर्टिकल. स्टेट हुक्स लॉ, डिफाइन मॉड्युलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी, राइट SI unit and dimensions for modulus of elasticity. Graph of stress against strain is plotted. Whenever we have to plot the graph, we have to do the experiment. We have to find the different readings for stress and strain. And by taking that readings, if the graph is plotted, which is stress against strain, the nature of graph is like this. That means the graph is straight line passing through origin. This graph indicates that stress is directly proportional to strain. That means again from this graph also we have the value for modulus of elasticity, that is stress upon strain is equal to the slope of the graph. Because if you find the slope of the graph from this graph, it is the ratio of stress upon strain. stress upon strain is the slope of the graph. Therefore you can say slope of the graph is equal to what? Modulus of elasticity. And the nature of graph is straight line passing through origin. It indicates that stress is directly proportional to strain. So if you find the slope of the graph, it is stress upon strain, and you know stress upon strain is equal to what? Modulus of elasticity. So by plotting the graph, you can find the modulus of elasticity for that material. Also remember one thing, that here it is the modulus of elasticity, E is the ratio of stress divided by strain. That means हा जो फॉर्म्युला आहे, या फॉर्म्युल्यावरून आपण असं म्हणू शकता तुम्ही की इलास्टिसिटी जी आहे ती स्ट्रेस वरती डिपेंड आहे. म्हणजे स्ट्रेस जास्त असेल तर इलास्टिसिटी पण जास्त असणार आहे. दॅट इज नॉट ट्रू. इलास्टिसिटी इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ मटेरियल, आणि त्या मटेरियलसाठी इलास्टिसिटी किंवा मॉड्युलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी काय असणार आहे? कॉन्स्टंट असणार आहे. याचा अर्थ असा घ्यायचा नाही की ई इज डायरेक्टली प्रपोर्शनल टू स्ट्रेस, म्हणजे स्ट्रेस जास्त आहे तर इलास्टिसिटी पण जास्त आहे असं नाही. इलास्टिसिटी इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ दॅट मटेरियल, सो इट रिमेन्स कॉन्स्टंट फॉर द गिव्हन मटेरियल. नाउ ॲज देअर आर 3 टाइप्स ऑफ स्ट्रेस अँड स्ट्रेन, वी हॅव टू डिस्कस द 3 टाइप्स ऑफ इलास्टिक कॉन्स्टंट्स. So we define the term elastic limit. There is a question for 1 mark. Define elastic limit. The elastic limit is defined as the maximum value of stress up to which stress is directly proportional to strain is called elastic limit. जसं की मी आता सांगितलं की कुठल्याही मटेरियलने इलास्टिसिटी प्रॉपर्टी ओबे करण्यासाठी आपण जे डिफॉर्मिंग फोर्सेस त्याला अप्लाय करतो ते काही लिमिट पर्यंतच असायला पाहिजेत. जर ते आपण त्या लिमिट पेक्षा जास्त लावले फोर्सेस तर तो मटेरियल इलास्टिसिटी प्रॉपर्टी ओबे करणार नाही, ते मटेरियल ब्रेक होईल. मॅक्झिमम स्ट्रेस तर मॅक्झिमम पाहिजे, पण कुठपर्यंत मॅक्झिमम? जोपर्यंत ते मटेरियल इलास्टिसिटी प्रॉपर्टी ओबे करत आहे तोपर्यंत. म्हणजे जोपर्यंत स्ट्रेस आणि स्ट्रेन डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू इच अदर आहेत तोपर्यंत जो मॅक्झिमम स्ट्रेस आहे दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज ए इलास्टिक लिमिट. सो यू रिमेंबर दिस डेफिनेशन, इट कॅरीज 1 mark. Studied there are 3 types of stress and strain, and modulus of elasticity, which is called as the elastic modulus. Since it is the ratio of stress to the strain, we can define, we can study, we can have 3 types of elastic modulus or 3 types of elastic constants. First one is Young's modulus, which is denoted by this letter Y. Bulk modulus is denoted by K. And third is modulus of rigidity, which is also called as the shear modulus of elasticity and is denoted by eta. So as we know, मॉड्युलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी ई किंवा इलास्टिक कॉन्स्टंट किंवा इलास्टिक मॉड्युलस इज इक्वल टू व्हॉट? रेशो ऑफ स्ट्रेस अपॉन स्ट्रेन. मग सिंपल आहे. व्हेन यंग्स मॉड्युलस यू हॅव टू कन्सिडर इट इज रिलेटेड टू द टेन्साइल स्ट्रेस टू द टेन्साइल स्ट्रेन. कारण यंग्स मॉड्युलस इट इज रिलेटेड टू द changes in length of that material, and changes in length of the material is related to the tensile stress and tensile strain, isn't it? म्हणजे यंग्स मॉड्युलस जो आहे तो यंग्स मॉड्युलस त्या मटेरियलच्या चेंज इन लेंथशी म्हणजेच स्ट्रेस टेन्साइल स्ट्रेस किंवा टेन्साइल स्ट्रेनशी रिलेटेड आहे. Remember this carefully. So it is easy to write the formulas for each of them. कुठेही पाठ करण्याची आपल्याला आवश्यकता नाहीये. Once you know the definitions for stress and strain, and once you know the definition for elasticity किंवा मॉड्युलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी, you can write the formulas for each of them. So Young's modulus, it is related to the change in length of the material. Bulk modulus, it is related to the changes in volume of that material. एखाद्या ऑब्जेक्ट वरती आपण फोर्स अप्लाय केला आणि त्याच्यामुळे त्याच्या व्हॉल्यूम मध्ये चेंज होत असेल तर वी हॅव सेड देयर इज अ व्हॉल्यूम स्ट्रेस अँड व्हॉल्यूम स्ट्रेन. So bulk modulus, that will be the ratio of volume stress to the volume strain. Simple. Similarly, the modulus of rigidity, it is also called as the shear modulus. And you have studied shear stress, shearing stress and shearing strain, that is related to the changes in shape of that body, shape of that material. So this modulus of rigidity, that is related to the changes in shape of the body. So as usual, it is related to the changes in shape. So you can say the modulus of rigidity eta, that will be what? The ratio of, कशाचा रेशो असायला हवा हा? Shearing stress to the shearing strain. म्हणजे आपण इथे ह्या गोष्टी लक्षात घ्यायच्या आहेत की Young's modulus, it is related to change in length. So it will be the ratio of tensile stress to the tensile strain. Bulk modulus is the related to the changes in volume. So it is the ratio of volume stress to the volume strain. And modulus of rigidity, or is also called as shear modulus, it is related to the changes in shape of that body. So it is the ratio of shearing stress to the shearing strain. We see one by one how they can be calculated. These are only the basic definitions, how to remember Young's modulus, bulk modulus and modulus of rigidity.